up and drive to Illinois. It was below zero here, but it wasn't probably a lot warmer there at that time. And their wedding attendants were Herbert Romo, Harry Holine, and Jim Hagna, who's sitting over there. They were the groomsmen, and then her sisters Ava and Velma, along with her college friend Margaret, were the bridesmaids. She sewed her own dress, a blue embroidered taffeta, and she has it tucked away somewhere. Okay. Then my table. Their first child was born on Monday, November 12th, 1956 at 8:35 p.m. And I didn't go see how big I was there. I think I was 5 pounds something.
5 pounds, 14 ounces.
Okay, 5 pounds, 14 ounces. A couple things, just to share a few things about growing up. I remember Bruce and me, we were out in our grove of trees and we built a tree house. We were always remodeling, adding floors and porches and all that. I remember getting in trouble with Mom because down to the south of us, between our place and the Smith's place, there was lots of water in the ditch. Well, it was the Harvey, the land your dad farmed that we were doing this. That we'd go down there and we'd play in the water. Neither of us knew how to swim, but we'd play in the water. And I think we didn't think Mom probably saw us, but of course she could look out the kitchen window and see us. So she came and got us. Did you walk or you took the car? Or I don't know. I think she had the fly swatter and she chased us home and told us that we shouldn't be down there, because we couldn't swim, I'm sure, but she told us that there were bull snakes in there and they would get us if we didn't watch out. Okay, and I graduated in 1974 from Maynard High School. Went to Mankato State University and graduated in 78 with a Bachelor of Science in Home Economics, Dietetics emphasis, and Business Administration minor. And then I moved to Riverton, Wyoming, and worked in a nursing home there for about 8 years. Moved to Canyon City, Colorado, and worked in a hospital and nursing home in food service, and was going to go back for master's in nutrition and become a registered dietitian, but ended up coming back to Minnesota in 1994 and going to Luther Seminary. And so I presently am serving out in Litchville, North Dakota, at First Lutheran of Litchville and Spring Creek of Hastings. And I've served 9 months of interim at Hanley Falls at Yellow Medicine, and then 7.5 years at Zion and Linden in Hanska as my first call, and also at Beckville, okay, got to catch this, Beckville Lutheran Church of Litchfield. Now I'm in Litchville, okay? And also at First Lutheran of Rural Cosmos. I was there for 2.5 years interim. Then to Bruce's state.
They got to weave through the table.
He's got all kinds of stuff on his table. He was more organized than I was. I didn't get all that kind of stuff. Yeah, $117.10 to be born. He was born Tuesday, December 6th, 1960. He weighed 4 pounds, 12 1/4 ounces. He was 18 inches long. And some things he remembered about growing up. I remember taking a bike on the gravel roads around our house and would really be glad after the road grader went, because one side of the road was really smooth, but almost like riding on asphalt. It was nice. There were a couple deserted houses to explore, along with crawling up a big tree in our windbreak to look all around the neighborhood at the homes and fields. He said he also took piano lessons several years from Ruth Slottom. That's why he could play the piano for you today. I don't know how Mom and Dad and Marcia put up with the clumsy practicing. There are a couple program sheets from recitals I played in on the table there, I think. Advancing from the beginning of the evening's roster of instrumentalists to eventually the last page as I performed piano and organ duets with Ruth. He went to the University of Minnesota for horticulture and graduated in '83 and went on to floral design school at Hennepin Tech. And he worked in Chicago for 1.5 years as floral designer, but he doesn't like winter. So he moved to Salem, Oregon, and then he now presently lives in Portland, Oregon. He's been in Oregon. I'm not pronouncing that right.
Oregon.
Oregon. Well, then I'm okay. He has no intention of ever coming back to Minnesota because of the cold weather. He's presently in a landscape design course. It's a 2-year program and going to be designing for home landscapes and gardens. He's worked in floral shops, retail nursery, wholesale flower market, and interior plant care. And then now is that in this course that he's taken. Yes, he did all the flowers. I was thinking he should be at the house helping fix food, but he was over at the floral place here in town fixing all the bouquets, and they're beautiful. Okay, then you're right there with the school thing. Well, Bruce was finally able to go to school. In 1966, he was old enough. And so Lois went to summer school at the University of Minnesota again to get her Minnesota teaching certificate. And then she started teaching home economics in Echo, at the Echo High School. She taught home economics, things like cooking, sewing, child development, family living, consumer education. I understand there isn't such stuff anymore, really. And then the first year she had to teach physical education to junior high girls, and then another year she had to teach art class to 7th and 8th graders. It was a 21-mile commute one way each day. And, in the winter, the roads aren't so nice sometimes, and so she got stuck over in Echo a couple times.